We're finally learning of massive stadium plan boosts, as well as some incredible developments surrounding Rodrigo, Morgan Rogers, and a ton more. So we have a jam-packed video of news to get through today. So I hope you guys are tuned in and locked in. Hit that like button. Would love to try and get 2K likes today, my guys. Can you do that for me? Hopefully you can. Sit back, relax, and let's break down today's reports. We have a surprise story that broke from The Independent from journalist Miguel Delaney, and it seems like the Man City-fication of Chelsea Football Club is not going to end anytime soon. We've already signed a host of former Man City grads, famous examples Lavia, Cole Palmer. We're interested in Liam Delap, and today we are learning fresh reports that we see Morgan Rogers as a top target, and it's for this reason. And that reason is Aston Villa might be forced to have to sell a big player for PSR reasons, and it simply comes down to this. Their wage bill covers 90% of their revenue. Now, it's unfortunate because to get to a place where you're competing in the Champions League and have those ambitions, you must break your wage bill structure. You have to be more ambitious to attract the best players to sign for you. However, if you can't sustainably stay in the Champions League, of course, how can you sustainably keep this wage bill structure? So to avoid any PSR concerns, they may be forced to have to sell someone big, and it seems like we aren't afraid to take advantage of that. We've signed Chukwuemeka from them. We signed PSR signing in Amari Kellerman last summer. Nothing would stop us from making a move for Morgan Rogers. Now, I have to say, I thought this guy has had a very impressive debut season, and you can see it in little facets, just like his market value. When Aston Villa signed him for Middlesbrough, I think they paid up to 15 million. It was finally revealed that included bonuses. But at the time at Middlesbrough, his market value, courtesy of transfer market, was 2.8 million. When he signed for Villa, it rose to 9 million. And right now at this point, it has absolutely exploded, and his current market value is 50 million euros. Like, there hasn't been a sharp rise like this since Cole Palmer last year. And I can see why he's become this player. I mean, in 54 games, he's got 14 goals and 10 assists. Very strong numbers for his first full pro high-level season, and I thought he gave an amazing account of himself in the Champions League. 4 goals, 2 assists. I thought he gave a torrid time to Paris Saint-Germain players, and he's shown that his game is transferable at the highest level, and he's one of the most promising players in the league. Now, you might be wondering, Nini, every week there's strong reports surrounding a new attacking option we're looking at. Is this just all cap right now? Is this lies? It isn't. I'm going to break it down for you. It simply comes down to this, yeah. We're going to hold talks with all our favorite top candidates. We have to discuss their terms, whether they want us, whether we want them, the money it's going to cost, etc., etc. And once we can fully understand what we're left with at the end of the season, is this going to be another Europa League season, or are we going to be back with the big boys in the Champions League? You will see more focused reports on top targets coming out then. I'm telling you this right now, yeah? So it's no surprise that we have a pretty wide shortlist for top players and targets. And when you look at someone like Morgan Rogers, I think this season alone, he's showing that this guy is a very brave dribbler. That's what I like. I see most of his best stuff as being central, but I mean, throughout the season, he's played up front, on the right, on the left-hand side. And on the left-hand side, he's shown, wow, that could be one of his emerging positions. He can make his own. That could complement us, right? But what I like about Rogers is the brave dribbles. A lot of times, certain players just dribble at the right moments. No, he will create something from nothing because he trusts himself. He can run with the ball at great pace, 2-foot. Amazing turn of pace. He has the upper body strength to hold the ball up against opponents. And of course, he knows how to use his speed as well. And he combines all of these facets and details alongside the fact that he has great body balance, and he's become a very exciting emerging talent. So let's continue to watch this space. But as I'm saying, that 50 mil market value is incredibly high. Villa will want stupid money to sell him. And the only thing I could see working in our favour is the Sassy remaining at Aston Villa, as well as maybe Joao Felix finally deciding to take on board Unai Emery's invite and play for him replacing a Morgan Rogers. But I feel like that's a different conversation for when we have more updates on this story. So all I can say for now is share your thoughts and opinions on a move for Morgan Rogers. For the next big report, let's discuss the stadium plan updates, because as we know, the future of our stadium is at the utmost priority. It has the biggest effect at the club, because failure for this sport to find a united division will mean that either one of them will split away. So we have one big update today, courtesy of the Times and the Daily Mail, and London Mayor and Sadiq Khan might be on our side with this, because he believes that our stadium is too small based on our heritage and too small based on our counterparts in London. And he's openly invited our owners to discuss our plans for building a new stadium by coming to City Hall. Now, having the London Mayor backing us, of course, gives us a massive advantage, right, in terms of hopefully getting the best possible deal for the stadium. At the moment, our two options are we redevelop Stamford Bridge, very expensive, but we've already laid down small groundwork to prepare for that future. And the other option, of course, is the Earls Court site. But at the moment, we're learning that the Earls Court developers would prefer more of like a mixed unit that has like residential homes, offices, businesses, etc., etc. So this is where Sadiq Khan can work in our favor, because he has his own grand ambitions and plans for himself. And that is, he wants to make London the premier sporting hub in Europe and in the world. And his ambitious plans are, he's hoping London can host the Olympics in 2040. That is an attainable target. And at the moment, we're the only London club that's kind of making things a bit ugly right now with our old stadium. Can he help us? Because last year, the city generated £230 million from 6 sporting final events. The CL final at Wembley, NFL games at Wembley, baseball finals as well. Over 500,000 people came to the city, invested their money there. And of course, that's what generated the income for the economy. So this is a big thing for us to have Sadiq Khan, hopefully, on our side. And I think of like maybe a few little things he could help us with. Could we get less bureaucratic headaches from having Sadiq Khan influence, you know? Could he help us with things like, you know, finding terms with TfL? Because you need to create transport links and road access, parking, and all that boring stuff. His influence could help us maybe in terms of, I don't know, potentially winning the race for the Earls Court site. He could hold meetings and start conversations with the developers, the landowners, councils as well. So having him behind us could potentially be a massive PR boost, because their grand vision is making London the premium home for sporting events. And we need to be part of that. And we need to have a stadium that lives up to the goods, the potential. And that would only be a money maker for us, because we're going to host so many games if this potential vision becomes a reality. So how do you feel about this? Already talks that we could potentially turn towards using Twickenham Stadium in case any stadium plans are getting developed. So slowly but surely, we're learning more positive things right now. So share your thoughts and opinions behind the latest updates on stadium news. For the next big story, man, we discuss Rodrigo of Real Madrid. And many reports are emerging from Spain right now that Madrid are willing to listen to offers, the right offers, for Rodrigo this summer. Now, Rodrigo comes off the bat of having a horrid game against Barcelona in their Copa del Rey final loss against Barcelona. In the last 21 games, he has only scored 1 goal. Behind the scenes, the player is reportedly unhappy, not only just with his season, his waning influence, but also his failure at securing a long-term deal after he's watching his boys in Bellingham and Vinny tie their futures down for the foreseeable future. So at the moment, it's not looking great for his career at Real Madrid. And some are arguing that it's impossible for Madrid to accommodate Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinny and Rodrigo. And this has been the main reason behind their collapse this year, because it's very unsustainable. So it's really starting to feel like it's a case of adios amigo to one of these guys, right? And at the moment, reports reveal that likely player is Rodrigo. Now, small inklings around prices and fees. Rumours, Madrid would want around 80 million euros, which is all right. And as we know, last month, we did make light inquiries over the availability of the player. Many clubs have done this before. Last year, Man City themselves also made light inquiries, but Rodrigo turned that down. But now, the landscape is completely different. Fast forward a year into the future. So I'm really feeling a little bit, vindicated and validated based on the last video I made on Rodrigo. I feel like my predictions came right. I feel like he would likely be the favourite to go because they need to sell to reinvest in the team. And my vision for Madrid is that they will be a diamond team next season. Vinny and Mbappe, the mobile forwards, wide forwards. Bellingham will play that Firmino-esque type of role that just unites and combines them. But to make that work, you need two things. TAA, that they've basically secured in the free. He's going to help release those fast attackers in behind with his world-class deep deliveries, passes and through balls. But the other important thing is they need that Cruz-esque figure, that playmaker-style player that connects the defense and the midfield and the rest of the team. And I only think there's two options. There's Tielemans or Enzo Fernandez that they will turn to. But it does feel like Rodrigo's at a crossroads in his career. Are you just going to be satisfied, winning things at Madrid, but never achieving your full potential? Or do you accept it's time to leave, do what's best for your career, and assert yourself in your best position at left wing, not right wing? Had 6 years to play right wing. He's not necessarily leveled up there but there's only so much he can do. His natural instincts are from the left, coming inside on his stronger foot. And I've made this comparison a million times, but he is like the Willian of Real Madrid. So we know that Willian was 10 times better on the left-hand side, even though he was very strong on the right-hand side. Does Rodrigo want to have that future for himself? Time will tell. But once it's revealed that he will be available, I think many clubs are going to be after him. I'm expecting Liverpool for sure. I'm looking at Bayern. Arsenal, you'd imagine they would love someone of his caliber. Some rumours around City potentially coming back in for him. And I feel like, could we turn down a player of his dimensions? Obviously, we have to respect Kender is coming, but surely both could coexist, right? Surely Maresca ideally wants to make 2 winger subs every game, every week, to keep these guys as fit and fresh as humanly possible. That could be how things go. But my only other concern would be, if we somehow made a move for Rodrigo, I hope it's not at the expense of Huijsen. I hope we tie down the Huijsen deal so we don't fund Real Madrid with money early on to beat Huijsen to the race. I hope that doesn't happen. But honestly, man, I think Madrid have other priorities. Rumours that they're getting Saliba to be the next big free money purchase for next season. Let's watch that space. But I think right now, Rodrigo probably will leave. I think when you have RODRYGO and Endrick as examples, they will get more game time playing in a diamond system compared to what they're getting now. I think Madrid are finally seeing the bigger picture. So my friends, is Rodrigo your number one left winger? Actually, who is like your dream left winger option? I've never asked that. Tell me in the comments right now. And for the final big report, some updates surrounding efforts for centre-backs. As we know, Huijsen is probably the number one guy we're hoping to tie down before the Club World Cup. But Team Talk today revealed that we have also not given up on Marc, and it coincides with all the news reports that we've learned recently. Wesley Fofana could be out the door. We could be open to offers for him. Cool. And in terms of that, I think other options like Disasi, Chalobah, even Tosin, even Badiashile, I think some are definitely set to go. Others may leave if we get the right offers for them. Now, we hope to complete a 90 mil double deal for both. 50 for Huijsen, 40 for guehi, but don't forget we get that 20% discount as we put a 20% sell-on clause in the deal that took him to Palace originally. So that's definitely going to work in our favour. And gets you thinking, man, next season, could we see a backline of Cole, Huijsen, guehi, ideally Chalobah, in my opinion, because come on, man, the fact that he's playing first team over Tosin tells you that Maresca prefers mobility, which Tosin don't have outside of top class passing range and ability. And the final player would be Achimpong. I think that's pretty balanced. It's got 2 leaders, a Chalobah who's well respected in this squad and a real general, and a guehi who's showing that he's a strong leader. And we need more of those profiles in our squad. That could be really exciting in my personal opinion. Yeah, let's see how things go with this one. But I think With Marc Guehi, I think it's more of opportunity that we're monitoring, depending on who we're guaranteed to sell first. Because you know what? I also wouldn't be opposed to just waiting for Guehi to be available on a free, because in January you can reach pre-contract agreements with him. That's like in 6 months' time. It's not that far off. Maybe you could even strike a deal in January to sign him earlier. Crazier things have happened. But I just think that if you're Guehi, Palace win the FA Cup, you stay with them for one more season, get your respect, you leave on a free, you're going to earn ridiculous money. Every club's going to be after you, and your future looks even rosier, in my opinion. So, yeah, let's look at this, because we would have brought in Guehi in January if Palace accepted our efforts. And I don't think this would have stopped us making moves for Huijsen. So there seems to be some interesting legs developing around this story. And I'll have to ask you guys, man, Guehi and Huijsen, would you be happy to have both of them as your centre-backs? I can imagine it will be like Guehi, first choice guy, and either one of Huijsen and Cole competing. Or a lot of vice versa, because Maresca's showing that he's more than happy to rotate the team and the squad, and he actually likes to do things like that. So I'd imagine a lot of these guys would be getting game time. Or could you even possibly see Levi Colwill being reintroduced as an inverted style left back, which he has the capabilities to do? They're not like opposed for him. And then you could think maybe, I don't know, Levi, Huijsen, Guehi, Reece James, Reece tucking into midfield, Cole splitting wide left, Guehi in the middle, Huijsen on the right-hand side. Yo, not looking too bad, is it? So how do you feel about the reports today? Let us know in that comment section. Thank you for the love you guys have been showing me recently, man. It's always motivating, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow with some more videos. Cool.